Assalamu alaikum. Inshallah you're well. Today I'm going to talk about how much money you can expect to make as an accountant. Now there's a few reasons why I wanted to talk about this. Firstly, alhamdulillah, there are a lot of youngsters who want to become accountants and I want to manage their expectations. I wouldn't want anyone entering the industry thinking, after a few years I can expect to make, close to £100,000 a year, because that's not reasonable. Secondly, I found there's a lot of misinformation online. I found a recent salary survey which said that part qualified accountants can expect to earn between £12,000 and £95,000 a year. Now that's a wide salary bracket and it's not reasonable. Someone may look at that and think, oh, maybe not £95,000 a year, but as a part qualified accountant, I can expect to earn £70,000 a year or £80,000 a year. But I can safely tell you now that's extremely rare and unlikely that will happen. So the salaries I'm going to talk about are going to be from a company perspective. So if you decide to work for someone else, I know a lot of accountants will own their own firms or have aspirations to open their own practice eventually, but it's unrealistic to accurately give you a guide price on how much you can make if you've got your own firm, because it does depend on the number of clients you have and what services they take on. So let's get into this. So when you start in accountancy, you can expect to earn anywhere between, say, £14,000 a year and £28,000 a year. Now that's a wide bracket. So let me break that down for you, because your starting point depends on your entry route. So if you leave school with GCSEs and find an apprenticeship with a local employer, say it's a company with 1 or 2 offices, you can expect to earn between £14,000 and £16,000 a year. At the same time, they will probably train you with the AAT qualification to begin with. If you're over the age of 18 and you start off in an entry-level role in finance, maybe in accounts payable or accounts receivable, you can expect to earn £16,000 to £18,000 a year. So the salary is slightly higher than an apprentice's because there's unlikely to be any sort of formal training on offer, so you may find yourself self-studying at this point. If you're a school leaver and after completing your A-levels or B-Techs, you manage to get yourself an offer on a school leaver program with a big company, you can expect to earn between £18,000 and £22,000 a year. And finally, if you're a grad, you can expect your starting salary to be between £24,000 and £28,000 a year. Now, the reason why the grad and the school leaver programs have slightly wider brackets is because it depends on your location. So if you're working in London and you're a school leaver, you can expect to earn, say, towards the higher end, around £21,000, £22,000 a year. Graduate, it will be £26,000 to £28,000 a year. If you're based in a smaller town, it will be towards the lower end of that bracket because the cost of living will probably be much cheaper. Now, from that summary, you might have noticed that actually, if you have a degree, your earning potential increases. And I'd say yes, at the beginning it does. There is a wide gap between £14,000 a year and £28,000 a year, but be careful. Firstly, you avoid student debt, so you're not seeing deductions from your payslip. Secondly, as an apprentice, in most instances, you're likely to be a lot younger. So by the time the graduate comes out of university, if you start off as an apprentice, you may be on par in terms of salary. And thirdly, I'll say once you're a qualified accountant, inshallah, the playing field is leveled. So it doesn't matter whether you're a graduate who's become a qualified accountant or whether you're an apprentice who's become a qualified accountant. Once you're qualified, inshallah, you can broadly expect to have the same earnings. So as you're working in your second or third year, inshallah, you can expect to receive pay rises of between 2% and 5% each year. And if you're a graduate or a school leaver program, because the training program is more structured, you can expect to receive additional pay rises on top of an annual one when you complete certain exams. So once you've passed a certain number of exams, you become a part qualified accountant. Now, for me, I studied with the ICAEW. So after completing 12 out of my 15 exams, I became a part qualified accountant. So when you're part qualified, you can expect to earn anywhere between 25 to 40K. And again, at this stage, it depends on your entry route. So if you were an apprentice, say on the AAT, or someone who was studying with no previous accountancy qualifications, inshallah, at this stage, after maybe say 2 to 3 years, you should be on about £25,000 to £30,000 a year. If you're a school leaver, it could be between £30,000 to £35,000 a year, and a graduate, it'll be £35,000 to £40,000 a year. So inshallah, after 3 to 4 years, you should become a qualified accountant. If you're an apprentice, it may take you slightly longer, say between 4 to 6 years, because you study for the AAT first before moving on to a qualified accountancy program. So when you're a qualified accountant, this is where the money starts adding up. So as a newly qualified accountant, you can expect to earn between 40 to 50,000 pounds a year. So if you passed all your exams first time, you can expect to earn towards the higher end of the scale. Once you've gained 1 or 2 years experience after becoming a newly qualified accountant, you can expect to earn around 55,000 pounds a year. At this stage, you may find yourself going for promotions to senior accountant or assistant manager within your company. This is where the benefits start to come in as well. So inshallah, at this level, you may find yourself having a car allowance, which will be around the 5,000 pounds a year mark, and inshallah, a bonus of between 5 to 15%. So if you look at it as a total package, you could be earning between 60 to 65,000 pounds a year. So once you're coming to about, I'd say, 4 years after qualifying, you can then inshallah expect to go for promotion for manager positions. Now that may be with your current company, or you may look to move elsewhere. If it's with your current company, if you've been there for quite a long time, you may find that the opportunity to progress to manager comes quicker for you. And this is because the company have known you for a while, you've made your relationships, you've spent a lot of time there, so you may find that promotion is easier. At this stage, you can expect to earn between 60 to 65,000 pounds a year. Again, you'll most likely have a car allowance and a bonus, but here you may find yourself that you're being offered shares in the company you work for as well. Now, what I'd say is at this stage, it does depend on the industry you work in. So certain industries such as banking, insurance, they pay a lot more than other industries. However, I know a lot of people may not want to work in banking or insurance, and inshallah khair, that's fine. It's only going to be the difference of a few £1,000s a year anyway. So I've mentioned bonuses twice, but I also want to make clear bonuses are normally dependent on company performance. So obviously we're in the middle of a pandemic right now, and a lot of companies won't actually be paying their bonus right now. So now you're a manager, the next step is to go on to either a senior manager position or a junior director type position. Now that will take about 4 to 5 years to get. So the reason why the manager to director promotion will take longer than say the senior to manager promotion is because as a manager, you will be expected to do rotations around the business to improve your experience and understanding of other parts. Secondly, a senior manager or a director is a leadership position. So it's not as simple as, oh, I've spent 2 years in my role, so promote me. There's a lot more to it. But inshallah, at this level, you can expect to earn an 80k salary. And then with your benefits such as your car allowance, your shares, your bonus, you can expect the total package to easily be around the £100,000 mark. Again, it does depend on your industry, so certain industries may pay higher than this amount and certain industries may pay slightly lower. But I'd say don't just look at the money because you want work-life balance as well. You know, there's no point earning 100k a year if you don't have time to spend any of it. So inshallah, I'm going to leave it there. I've got you up to £100,000. I don't want to curb your ambitions. Obviously, you can progress if you want to from director onto CFO or senior vice president or partner of your own firm. The reason I don't want to talk about these salaries is because it does vary quite big. You know, CFOs can earn anywhere between 200 to 600,000 pounds a year, and with their benefits and shares, that could easily top £1 million. To summarize, with about 10 to 12 years experience in accountancy, you can reasonably expect to hit that six-figure mark of £100,000 a year. You spend the first 3 to 4 years qualifying, maybe a bit longer if you're a school leaver, then inshallah a few years gaining experience as a senior before going for that manager position, then inshallah spending about 3 to 4 years rotating into other parts of the business, gaining a better understanding of different areas, and then going for that manager or director promotion. Inshallah, you found this video useful. Please do share the channel with others. Inshallah, encourage others to subscribe so I can spread the message further. If you do have any questions, as always, please feel free to comment on the video below or just message me on Instagram.